Ida attempts to break the veil with a punch. He ends up disappointed while Ino ends up in awe. While Fushi thinks of a plan, Ida plays around, Doggy snacks around. They realize the caster could also be outside the veil, such as up there. The fogies were confident of this easy job. With so many cursed spirits on the lower floors, no way people can reach them, unless they can fly in, which they did. As soon as Ino lands, he went for the talisman, 1 down, 2 to go. Ida uses the wires to constrain Fogi and jumps off the building with him. Mid-drop, he releases the wire and jumps into the building. Ino readies himself to take on Granny and her son, puts on his mask and activates his technique. Ida rushes down the building and rendezvous with Fushi. Fogi reluctantly gets up and breaks off wires. He was unhappy these youngsters don't know how to treat an elderly properly. Ino channels a spike, adds a spin to it, and lets it rip. Sun dodges it, but the spike was attached with homing capability comes back to him. Ino takes a deep breath and follows up with the legendary water stream rock smashing fist. He takes initiative and heads for Sun, throws a few punches at him and does a huge sweep on his feet. Tries to end it with a heel drop but wasn't successful, but at least he took no hit. Ida lands a few blows on Fogi, followed up by Fushi's demon dog. After receiving all those attacks, not only he remains unscathed, he even manages to counter and hurt Ida. As he presses onwards, Ida managed to land a heavy on his face. Fushi as Froggy grabs Fogi and hurls him into the wall. But similar result, Fogi returns unhurt and undamaged. Ino changes plan, moves on to target the chanting Granny, but her son isn't letting up, so he has no choice but to start by wearing down the sun first with a sequence of succession attacks. As Granny was done chanting, the aura changed. The sun takes out a capsule and tries to consume it. Ino tries to prevent that but was a step slow. Upon swallowing, Granny calls out a familiar name and her son goes beast mode after that. The sorcerer killer is back. Ida receives a drop kick to the face while Fushi misses his slash attack, but he did catch his Fogi's kick and knocks him on the head with the back of his sword. Fogi tries to keep his distance from the harassment, but Fushi whacks him in the face once more. Ida comforts him for the no damage. Fushi does a bunny no jutsu and swarms Fogi with rabbits. Fushi got a clue on how to damage Fogi. He encloses Fogi with the bunnies and pulls Ida over to strategize. Poor Ino still has no clue who he's facing. Before he could use any of his techniques, he was already disarmed. Toji knocks him unconscious and proceeds to mutilate his face with a one-hand aura, leaving the scene with splatters of blood. Once they're done strategizing, Fushi releases Fogi from the bunny prison just to drop him an elephant of a surprise. Fogi actually manages to withstand the weight of that oversized beast just to have a car thrown at him by Ida. He manages to hold on, but as soon as he removes the car, Fushi comes striking down with his blade. As he was occupied here by Fushi, Ida appears behind and preps for heavy. They both rush him with their heavies. As he confidently uses his inverse technique, he thought he have one until he sees blood splashing out of himself and felt a surge of pain. He pukes blood and sees a frog and its tongue piercing through him. After that, it was just Fushi and Ida using Fogi's face as a punching bag. They go back and forth with his face and even landed a synchro attack on him. Fogi doesn't intend to fall just yet. He throws out a heavy hit. Ida reciprocate the action. Just as they're about to clash their heavies, Ida killed the momentum of his heavy just before impact and stops in his face. Fogi got dropped, and Fushi casually walks in to give Ida a compliment.